There's a great saying, blessed are we who can laugh at ourselves, for we shall never cease to be amused. So a great formula for humor is embarrassment plus time. So think of a time in your life where a mishap befell you, where an embarrassing thing occurred, where you made a mistake, you had an accident, something bizarre happened to you. And maybe at the time it seems sort of hard to laugh at it, but there's this old saying that goes, someday I know we'll look back on all this and laugh. Well, I like to say, why wait? So think of a story from your life that you can now laugh at. And maybe you couldn't laugh in the moment, but this little exercise is going to help you do it. So it could be something really small. For example, back in the day of pagers, remember pagers? A woman told me she went to a realtor's conference because she wanted to see what it would be like to be a realtor, and she noticed that everybody at the conference had like a pager on their belt. So at lunch she went home, she got her garage door opener and she put it on her belt, and she's walking around the conference. Some guy comes up to her and goes, "Nice garage door opener you got there." So here's another example. There's a woman, she was in a store, she had a bunch of items to buy. One of the items didn't have a price on it. Yes, so we need a price check on aisle 13 for Tampax supersize. And the employee at the back of the store, instead of hearing Tampax, heard thumbtacks. So he gets back on the microphone and says, do you want the kind you push in with your thumb or the kind you pound in with a hammer? Anyway, there's a lot of laughter in the store. Another example is when I was doing a series of presentations in Montana, and I'd gone for a run in the morning in Great Falls. I had one of those little pouches on me. When I get back to my rental car, I realized that the key had fallen out somewhere in the nice tall grass. I couldn't find it anywhere. Now my purse, my money, everything is in the rental car locked up. Now, I have to get on my plane in 3 hours. Now, these are the days of no cell phones, and there's just like pay phones, right? There's two people in the park. There's this little old man feeding the pigeons, and then up against a tree, so it's like an 18-year-old guy leaning against a tree, smoking a cigarette. He's got like a mohawk that's dyed green with the words "pig killers" tattooed into his skull. So I decide to talk to the old man. I said, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a quarter that I could use for the phone?" So he gives me one. I go and I phone the rental car company, and I said, "Look, I lost my key. I got to get to my car. I got to get to the airport. Can you send somebody out here?" And the rental car agent says, "Well, sorry, honey, we just don't seem to have a spare key for that car, so looks like we're going to have to send on down a locksmith, but he shouldn't be more than a couple of hours, so you just hold tight." Click. She hung up on me. The old man didn't have another quarter, and I'm starting to panic. I didn't know how I was going to get back to my hotel. I had to pack. I had to get all my stuff to the airport, and so I took a few deep breaths just to calm myself down. And I had this thought to myself, what if this is one of those stories where I'm going to look back on it and laugh? And, that actually gave me this idea, which I decide to act on. I go up to the guy smoking a cigarette and I say, "I'll give you $20 if you'll break into my car." He says, "For sure." In fact, he had the exact implement for the occasion, and he was in and out of my car in 2 seconds. I grab my purse, I give him $30. He says, "Hey, thanks. I like doing it this way better." Off he goes. Hey, maybe I inspired a career as a locksmith. So I call a cab, I get back to my hotel, I hurriedly pack, I race to the airport, I get on my plane with seconds to spare. When I land in my new city, I have to call the rental car company to tell them where they can find their car. So, what's a mishap, embarrassing situation, accident that you can now look back on and laugh? Firsts are good places to look. First kiss, first day on the job, first time driving, It could be a mistake you made, or you spilled red wine on the woman's cashmere white sweater, the time you were caught lip-syncing Elvis, or maybe the time your hair piece fell out, or your falsie fell out, or you were wearing something see-through under bright lights. We all have them, right? There's thousands of them. So write it out and tell it at your next speaking engagement, or your next teaching assignment, or just at a social event. Try them at social events first, see how they go. And as neuroscientists say, that if you laugh at these mishaps, it actually helps release trauma from the hippocampus part of the brain, lets you extract the learning and move on. So then, in the middle of a problem situation, knowing this, you can think, wow, I wonder if one day I'll look back on all this and laugh like I did, and then it actually might give you a great idea for a solution.